once again to Bioholic Friday class with Olivia. Last Friday, you have learned about the two main thyroid hormones T3 and T4. Today, I will tell you briefly about another hormone secreted from the thyroid gland, that is the calcitonin. Moreover, I will also tell you the relationship between calcitonin and parathyroid hormone on the basis of calcium homeostasis. Before starting the lesson, if you have not watched the previous video on thyroid hormones, please go through it. The link is provided in the description box. So, today we will learn about how the calcitonin of thyroid gland and parathyroid hormone from parathyroid gland maintain calcium homeostasis. Okay, let's start. First of all, let's know about calcitonin hormone. So it is one of the 4 thyroid hormones. Parafollicular cells, that is also known as the clear cells or C cells of thyroid gland, secrete calcitonin hormone. Chemically, it is a straight chain polypeptide with 32 amino acids. The molecular weight of calcitonin is 3400 and the plasma level of calcitonin is 1 to 2 nanogram per dl. The half-life of calcitonin is about 5 to 10 minutes. And after that, calcitonin is degraded by both liver and kidney. This is the parafollicular cells or C cells that secrete calcitonin. Calcitonin secretion is regulated by the following factors. If there is an increase in plasma calcium concentration, calcitonin secretion will also be increased. And also the GI hormones like gastrin, cholecystokinin also promotes calcitonin secretion. On the other hand, glucagon, secretin, beta-adrenergic agonist, dopamine, all are the increasing factors of calcitonin hormones. Now coming to the action or important functions of calcitonin. Calcitonin mainly maintains the blood calcium level. It decreases blood calcium level. On bones, calcitonin stimulates osteoblastic activity and facilitates the deposition of calcium on bones. At the same time, it suppresses the activity of osteoclasts. And in kidneys, calcitonin increases excretion of calcium through the urine by inhibiting the reabsorption from the renal tubules. And lastly, in the intestine, calcitonin prevents the absorption of calcium from intestine into the blood. And secondly, calcitonin also regulates blood phosphate level. It decreases the blood level of phosphate by acting on bones and kidneys. On bones, calcitonin inhibits the resorption of phosphate from bone and stimulates the deposition of phosphate on bones. And on kidneys, calcitonin increases the excretion of phosphate through urine by inhibiting the reabsorption from renal tubules. Calcitonin has some other functions too. It protects the bones of mother from excess calcium loss during pregnancy and lactation. Calcitonin could participate in the fetal skeletal development also. Calcitonin may have a functional role in the development of accelerated bone loss after the menopause. And calcitonin is useful in the acute treatment of hypercalcemia too, and also in certain bone disease. Now, what happens if there are abnormalities in calcitonin secretion? Thyroid cancer is a rare type of cancer that arises from C cells of thyroid glands that secrete calcitonin. Patients with medullary thyroid cancer also has high levels of calcitonin in their bloodstream. However, it is important to note that these high calcitonin levels are a consequence of the condition and not a direct causal factor. After the thyroid gland, let's move to its neighboring parathyroid gland. We have 4 parathyroid glands. It is situated on the posterior surface of upper and lower poles of thyroid gland. So if this is the thyroid gland, then these green parts will be the parathyroid gland. It is very small in size, about 6 mm long, 3 mm wide and 2 mm thick. The weight of parathyroid gland is about 140 mg. And histologically, parathyroid gland have two types of cells, the Chipp cells and the oxyphil cells. In this histological diagram, you can identify easily the Chipp cells and oxyphil cells, isn't it? So the Chipp cells secrete the parathyroid hormone or parathormone, thus called the principal cells. And on the other hand, the oxyphil cells are much larger than Chipp cells and first appear at puberty, and their function is still not clear. Chemically, parathyroid hormone is also a straight chain polypeptide with 84 amino acids. The molecular weight of parathyroid hormone is 9500. The plasma level of parathyroid hormone is 1.5 to 5.5 nanogram per dl, and the half-life of PTH is 8 to 10 minutes. And like other hormones, it also degraded by liver and kidneys. Parathyroid hormone binds to parathyroid hormone receptors PTHR1, PTHR2 and PTHR3 on the target cells like in bones, kidneys and intestine, and activates adenylyl cyclase to liberate cyclic AMP. The cyclic AMP or CAMP in turn increases intracellular calcium level that promotes the phosphorylation of proteins by protein kinases. Okay? Now, how the PTH hormone secretion is regulated? If there is a decrease in plasma calcium concentration, it will increase PTH secretion. And also, if there is a decreased magnesium level, it will promote PTH secretion too. But in case of increased phosphate concentration, PTH secretion will be inhibited. And similarly, vitamin D3 inhibits PTH secretion. Now coming to the functions of parathyroid hormones. Its main function is also to regulate the blood calcium level at 9 to 11 mg per dl. And on bones, PTH promotes proliferation of osteoclasts. Resorption of calcium from bones occurs in two phases, the rapid phase and the slow phase. In rapid phase, it brings a rise in serum calcium within minutes. PTH increases the permeability of membranes of osteoblasts and osteocytes for calcium ions. It accelerates the calcium pump mechanism so that calcium ions move out of these bone cells and enter the blood at a faster rate. And during slow phase, this phase, according to its name, occurs slowly, that is after several days due to the activation of osteoclasts by the PTH. When osteoclasts are activated, some substances such as proteolytic enzymes, citric acid, lactic acid, etc. are released from lysosomes of these cells. All these substances digest and dissolve the organic matrix of the bone, releasing the calcium ions. And on kidneys, PTH increases the reabsorption of calcium from the renal tubules along with magnesium and hydrogen ions. It increases calcium reabsorption mainly from distal convoluted tubule and proximal part of collecting duct. PTH also increases the formation of 1,25-dihydroxycholecalciferol, that is the activated form of vitamin D. It is formed from the 25-hydroxycholecalciferol in kidneys. Lastly, on GI tract, PTH increases the absorption of calcium ions indirectly. Activated vitamin D is very essential for the absorption of calcium from the GI tract. And PTH promotes the formation of activated vitamin D. And PTH also maintains the blood phosphate level. On bones, along with calcium resorption, PTH also increases phosphate absorption. And on kidneys, due to the effect of PTH, phosphate is excreted through urine, that is also known as the phosphaturic action. PTH increases phosphate excretion by inhibiting reabsorption of phosphate from renal tubules. It acts mainly on proximal convoluted tubule. On GI tract, PTH increases the absorption of phosphate from GI tract through calcitriol. Now moving to the calcium homeostasis. What is this and what is the importance of calcium homeostasis? Regulation of blood calcium concentration is very much important for generation of muscle contraction or nerve impulses, and if calcium levels get too high, membrane permeability to sodium also decreases and membranes become less responsive. And if calcium level get too low, membrane permeability to sodium increases and convulsions or muscle spasms may result. So calcium homeostasis means the maintenance of a constant concentration of calcium ions in the extracellular fluid. Thus, calcium homeostasis should be maintained at its normal level. Isn't it? The blood calcium levels are regulated by the actions of both calcitonin and parathyroid hormone. So as a summary, we can say when there is an increase in calcium level, calcitonin starts to secrete and causes calcium level to decrease down, and if the calcium level in blood decreases down from its normal plasma level, PTH hormone is secreted by the activated parathyroid gland, and thus it brings back the normal calcium level and maintain calcium homeostasis. So parathyroid hormone and calcitonin opposes each other's effects. Clear? If you have any doubts, please ask me in the comment section. So calcitonin decreases blood calcium levels by inhibiting osteoclasts, stimulating osteoblasts, and stimulating calcium excretion by the kidneys. This results in calcium being added to the bones to promote structural integrity. Calcitonin release is inhibited by decrease in blood calcium levels. And on the other hand, PTH or parathyroid hormone is released in response to low blood calcium levels and increases calcium levels by targeting the skeleton, the kidneys and the intestine. It stimulates osteoclasts, and in the kidneys, parathyroid hormone stimulates reabsorption of the calcium. This results in bone resorption. Parathyroid hormone release is inhibited by rising in blood calcium level. Abnormalities in parathyroid hormone secretion may lead to hypocalcemia and hypercalcemia. In hypoparathyroidism, the hyposecretion of parathyroid hormone leads to hypocalcemia. It may be caused by the surgical removal of parathyroid glands or parathyroidectomy. Removal of parathyroid glands during surgical removal of thyroid gland may also occur, that is the thyroidectomy, and it may be also caused by the autoimmune diseases. And deficiency of receptors of parathyroid hormone in the target cell may also result in hypoparathyroidism, that results in hypocalcemia. So hypocalcemia causes neuromuscular hyperexcitability resulting in hypocalcemic tetany. POM can travel to home by Lamborghini car. It's the trick to easily recall the clinical features of hypocalcemia. So the clinical features are P for the paresthesias or the tingling sensations in the peripheral parts of limbs or around the mouth. C for Kovokstec sign or the twitching of the facial muscles. T for Troisi sign or arresting the blood flow to lower arm and hand. H for hyperreflexia and convulsions. L for laryngeal stridor or noisy breathing due to laryngeal muscle spasm. And lastly the C for carpopedal spasm or a peculiar spasm in hand and feet. So Pom can travel to home by Lamborghini car. Isn't it interesting? On the other hand, during hypersecretion of parathyroid hormone, hyperparathyroidism or hypercalcemia may occur. It is of 3 types. The primary hyperparathyroiditis, that is due to the development of tumor in one or more parathyroid glands. Sometimes tumor may develop in all the 4 glands. Secondary hyperparathyroidism is due to the physiological compensatory hypertrophy of parathyroid glands in response to hypocalcemia, which occurs due to other pathological conditions. And lastly, the tertiary hyperparathyroidism. Tertiary hyperparathyroidism is due to hyperplasia of all the parathyroid glands that develops due to chronic secondary hyperparathyroidism. So hypercalcemia is the increase in plasma calcium level. It occurs in hyperparathyroidism because of increased resorption of calcium from bones. You can use the mnemonic DSLR cash-on delivery to recall and remember its clinical features. D for the depression of the nervous system, S for sluggishness of reflex activities, L for lack of appetite, R for reduced ST segment and QT interval in ECG, C for constipation, O for osteitis fibrosa cystica, D for deposition of calcium phosphate crystals in different organs. So, DSLR COD or DSLR cash-on delivery is the trick to remember its clinical features. Lastly, here are today's fun facts for you. Those are: calcium from vegetables is better absorbed than calcium in cow's milk. Calcium loss occurs at a higher rate during night while sleeping in women than in men. This may be due to men tend to increase their parathyroid hormone production at night, whereas women don't. Follow our Facebook page to get regular biofan facts. So that's all for today. Now it's time for self-assessment test. The link is provided in the description box. Appear in it and get your instant score after submission. And for any information and queries, you can contact us through mail. The mail address is also provided in the description box. Next Friday, I will take you to the adrenal gland and discuss its secreted hormones with their important functions. So if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe our channel. And if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and also spread the knowledge with your friends. And yes, don't forget to press the bell icon. Thus, you will get all the notifications of our classes at the earliest. So see you in the next Friday. Stay safe and stay tuned with Bioholic.